Welcome aboard Adamas, a custom-built 65-foot motor sailor, designed by David Payne, renowned Australian naval architect. Constructed and built to Lloyd's certification standards, Adamas has proven ocean crossing capabilities for true explorer adventures. With 3 cabins, including en-suites for guests or crew, so you can all enjoy the adventures. Let's take a look at some of the features now. Let's take a look at the Galley on Adamas. It's a cook's dream on a boat. Here we have a 4-burner SMEG gas cooktop, and that's combined with a 240-volt SMEG oven. Above us we've got some overhead storage areas, and below some very deep drawers for pots and pans. Out on the starboard side we've got some narrow drawers, a refrigerator, and then further aft more deep drawers for dinner sets, glasses and other larger items. The sink is a deep sink, so you can at least put dishes and while you're in transit in case it's a little bit bumpy, but there is also another sink which is a shallow sink for drying dishes. As you can see, some glorious big windows, so that while you're cooking, preparing, you can look out at the ocean, at the same time keeping an eye on where you're going if you're the skipper, because the helm's just forward of that. Looking back to the stern, we've got a LED television that is connected to Starlink, a further refrigerator, and also the Fusion stereo. As we move around to the port side from the Galley, we've got a very comfortable leather L-shaped lounge area that has a fold-out dining table that can comfortably sit 6 people for dinners and cocktails, or just relaxing, lying on the couch, watching your Netflix through Starlink on the TV. Let's move forward to the master helm, which is forward of the saloon, where you can manage your passages from the comfortable leather helm seat. Many electronics were upgraded here in 2023 with new Furuno MFDs. There's a new Furuno radar and AIS. Additionally, there is a Simrad autopilot and also a Furuno autopilot. All these fabulous new electronic upgrades are linked to a dedicated master computer which has ×0 and linked to a 24-inch touchscreen display. Okay, so Adamas was built for the tough stuff, so backup systems is really important. In 2023 we upgraded the autopilots and steering, so we have duplicated autopilots, Simrad as a master and the Furuno as the backup. Along with this, the steering is done by joysticks, which both are independent, so we have a Simrad commercial joystick controller here, and then we have a backup controller for steering for the Furuno. Now, what's also a major benefit with the way that we've undertaken this upgrade is that the Simrad autopilot has its own pump and own ram, and the Furuno has its own pump and own ram. So should one fail, it's very easy to switch it over from one to the other, which means that when you're on those adventures, you don't have to go home, you've got a full backup, and you can always make your destination. Look, come on down. One of the luxuries on board is this large lobby area. So over here we have a laundry tub with stone tops, plenty of storage underneath. Here we have the washer and dryer. Further we have a freezer and another refrigerator down here with plenty of workbench space, a lot of storage for dry products. We also have pantries for dry goods at both ends, and further storage at this lobby area. The engine room on Adamas is every skipper's dream. Come on in, let's take a look. So as you can see, the space in the engine room is very large. Very fortunate to have a full head height all the way through the engine room on both sides, port and starboard. Now I'm 5'8", so as you can see, if you're 6 foot or above, you've still got plenty of headroom to walk around here. Okay. Now to provide the 240 volt through Adamas, we have 2 Victron inverters and battery chargers. These are set up independently, so should one fail, you can switch over very easily by a rotary switch to ensure you've always got that charger inverter power, and it's designed to have that redundancy set up to it. So the powerhouse of Adamas is the Cummins 6 CTA 8.3 litre engine. Currently it's got about 2,193 hours on it. Now one of the key upgrades that we did was build a big alternator. This alternator provides very high amperage output. It is controlled by an external regulator, but that just means that our house batteries will be charged very quickly once you get going and always be fully charged while you're in transit. Now to get us around the oceans on these big adventures, it takes some fuel. So on both port and starboard sides, we have 4 tanks that store 7,250 litres of fuel. On top of that, we have a day tank here that has an extra 220 litres. Filtration occurs from the main tanks into the day tank through this filtration system to ensure we have very, very clean fuel. From the day tank, it will come down through our ray cores. Then from the ray cores, it will go down to the engine through the smaller water separator. So we're always running very clean fuel in transit on Adamas. So supporting the power supply on Adamas is a Northern Lights 10 kV generator. This has approximately 1,950 hours on it. The generator supports the charging of the house batteries, the running of the air conditioning, and also the water maker. One of the beautiful things of having a large engine room is workbench space. So we've got 2 large toolboxes here with all our requirements that can effectively do everything while we're on an adventure. Workbench space and further storage behind those toolbox for larger items if we have to stow those away. Let's go forward and have a look at the anchoring gear. We've got a very large Muir 6000 hydraulic winch. That is combined with 110 metres of chain and a Rockner 110 kilo anchor. It certainly is needed because Adamas weighs in at 73 tonnes fully loaded, but we've had no dramas whatsoever anchoring this boat in many conditions.